Good morning, guys. So sorry.
Good
Good
morning.
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 Good morning.
Morning. Not your fault. We're all human.
I'm usually so on time with this one, but little technical error, little scheduling error, but here we are, right?
Right.
And
That's right.
So get my camera on here.
Okay.
All right.
We just wanted to make sure it wasn't something at our end.
No, totally on my end. Emily and I are made our way out to a trail here, and we're usually not a problem with that at all, except my phone decided that it didn't like the area, so I had to reboot it. So here we are.
Oh,
Gotcha.
All
we knew
right.
you were up at Lake Michigan, so I don't want to
Yes.
call it your cottage. I know it's your second home. I'm not sure what's the proper term for it.
Yeah, it's a cottage. That's what we call it anyways.
Oh,
is a
okay.
cottage.
Okay.
So, well, and you're in sunny Florida, of course. Always beautiful in sunny Florida. And
Yep.
And let's see. Let me go in here and take a look at. We've got Billy, of course. Carol, Erica's in here. We have iPhone 190. That might be David Dassow. We've got Kathy and Larry, and my beautiful wife Emily are right next to me here. So, yeah. How's everybody doing this morning? How's the week been?
Been
Super.
great.
Okay.
And a good
All
one.
right. Excellent. Any high points or I don't want to say low points, but any issues this past week? I'll just say, I mean, we all run into this and we try to plan for it. We Friday night here at the cottage, they have a little bit of a get together at one of the folks' place, just looking out over Lake Michigan. It's just a good get together, and it was our friend's 70th birthday. So of course they had cake and everything else like that. But we followed the first rule of HealthPointe, which is don't be weird, and just split a little piece of chocolate cake. Actually, compared to what we usually eat, it actually is not that tasty. But we celebrated with them, which is fun. So, but we weren't weird.
Well, I guess I'll jump on because I'm not sure if I'll be able to be on the entire time or not. I'm happy to say, praise the Lord, Mom had her hip replacement surgery on Thursday, and it all went great. And I got her home last night, so I'm here at her house with her. And she's supposed to be getting up at like 9 to take some medicine. So I have a feeling she probably will be up by then. So I'm just walking the living room back and forth, trying to be quiet because she has a ranch and she's just down the hall. I don't want to wake her up yet if she doesn't wake up. So I guess high point for me is being at the hospital. Had to get up at 3:45 Thursday morning. Thank God for excess in rhodiola. That's all I can say there. And I was really surprised though, because I was not tired. I couldn't believe it. Like all day I was like, wow, I'm actually not tired. I'm really shocked. And of course I was getting up and doing my steps because I was like, I don't want to leave all 10,000 until later on today. So I got up and paced myself, and she was at downtown Henry Ford. So I went down to the main floor and walked the whole like concourse thing a couple times during her surgery, because I said she'd be back. She'd probably be done around 10, about 8:45. I headed down there, and so said hello to a lot of people. Most people are grumpy, but tried. Didn't really get any connections, but tried and got steps. And by the time she was out of surgery, I was close to 5,000, I think. So I was like, okay, I'm halfway there. And then later on in the day, they took her up to her room, and we were hoping we were going to get to bring her home, but they got her up, and she just she wasn't clear enough from the anesthesia and got a little dizzy after walking a little bit. And they're like, yeah, you need to stay. So I'm like, okay, since you're going to be here now, I'm going to be walking the hall right now. So I did maintain my, my 10,000 a day. Got home, got
Yeah.
home, got home. And I think I had like 8,500 when I got home. And since she was staying in the hospital, I actually went back to her house, grabbed a couple of things that I left at her house and went back to mine and went home that night. So then I hammered out my other 1,500 at home and then got up and got over to the hospital first thing yesterday morning and walked around. Yesterday morning was tough because I didn't want to leave because I knew therapy was going to come assess her and I wanted to get her the heck out of there. So luckily she was at the end of a hallway. So I just kept doing that hallway back and forth and kept seeing the same nurses. And I'm like, sorry, don't mean to be weird. I do 10,000 steps a day. And today's my 1 year and 119 days consecutively. And even being here, I'm not losing that, you know, and they're like, wow, that's amazing. But never got to connect with anybody, but dropped it and got quite a few. Wow, that's amazing. So I'm like, you know, it wasn't meant to be to really connect with anybody, but you know, if I just made people stop and think about it,
And you never
hopefully
know,
that helps
right?
somebody that way, you know.
That's right. You never know.
And
You never know. Maybe you are. Maybe you will hear from them. You know.
I mean, maybe, yeah. I mean, I don't think I'll ever see them again because they were on the orthopedic surgery floor.
Good
But,
point. Good point.
You know, but I mean, if it makes somebody stop and think and go, hey, yeah, I saw that girl that said she did 10,000 steps a day for a year. Maybe I could start doing this, you know, who knows? You never know. I mean, like my one friend, Laura from work, you know, I did finally send her the 10,000 step video and she came by the other day and she's like, oh my God, thanks for the video. That was really cool. And I'm like, yeah, no problem. I'm like I said, it was a good inspiration for me. And, you know, I'm like, are you still on your streak? And she's like, I am. And I think she was like day 125 or something. So, you know, so we'll see where that goes. But so, you know, that was my high point, managing to, you know, structure being in the hospital for 2 days and still getting my 10,000 in. So anybody can do this.
Cool.
You really can. You just have to be focused.
Yeah,
you
are
focused, determined optimism, I think is what I remember a quote from. I can't remember one of my favorite audios I listen to a lot. I just remember that focused, determined optimism, you know, so there it is in action. So that's my little nugget for today.
Very, very cool. Well, you
love
continue to absolutely go powering through things and, you know, no end of, you know, possible obstacles over the course of a year and a half. And you just continue to just do great. And just a quick comment on, you know, when you say things about anything about HealthPointe, you just never know. So last night I mentioned we were at the kind of get together and there was a new couple there and it's, hey, what do you do? And it was just an opportunity for me to be able to say, hey, I've got a couple of businesses. This is what one business does. This is what the other business does, you know, helping people with type 2 diabetes and so forth, you know, throwing a little bit about a 6-week cycle. Now, rarely do I find where somebody like jumps all over that, but it's you're planting a seed and it's very common that it comes back around. I'll give you an example. Actually, Carol, when I was dropping Hank's shirt off,
Yes.
there was a gal in there that I had kind of dropped that message to before. Her name is Marilyn. And now I saw her again. And I don't remember what the trigger was to the conversation, but it was appropriate and relevant. And I said, gee, Marilyn, I said, would you like some information on that? She said, yeah, because actually I'm type 2 diabetic again. And I said, yeah. She said, it was funny. She says, yeah. She says, I was thinking about scanning one of your shirts because it's in their shop, right, where they make them. And I said, well, save yourself the trouble. How about, you know, if you'd like me to, I can text you the link to some information right here and now. She says, oh, great. And she says, is this something that I could share with my sister as well? And I said, of course. I said, what's her situation? And she said, well, we're partners in a bookkeeping business in addition to helping here at the studio shop. And she's also now type 2 diabetic. And, you know, we both have looked into programs. Your program seems very, very, you know, spot on, blah, blah, blah. And so we've got that and we've got a follow-up. And so yeah, it's just there's a lot of people out there that are looking for help. They're looking for what we have. They're looking for the community, the whole package. And so you just never know when you drop a nugget like that, Kathy, or anyone, what will, cycle back around another time. So I will pass.
Eric, what did you send? I didn't mean to interrupt. What
Sure.
did you send her?
I sent her you.
Oh, okay. Well, no,
Yeah.
I wasn't. I didn't
Yeah.
know what you sent her. That's what
Yeah.
I wanted to know because,
Yeah.
when you said I sent her something, I think that sends a question in people's minds. Did you send her the 1 minute overview? Did you send her and physical 11-minute? Did you send her my explanation? There's a number of different things.
Yeah, no, it's actually, and I was just having a little fun with you, since you were the one to ask the question. But
I didn't mean that sounds self-aggrandizing, and that was not my
not
intent.
at all, not at all. No, not at all. It was that's my go-to. Is I say, like in her case, I said, I have because everybody uses YouTube, right? And it's a familiar platform. Most people have it on their phone, and I just said, hey, Marilyn, I've got a kind of a broad overview that's about 22, 23 minutes long. Would you take a look at that if I sent it to you? And she said, yeah. And so that's what I send people almost all the time is the YouTube. I just find that you're, guys that are new to hearing this or whatnot, that is a YouTube recording, of course, that we've mentioned, but I don't know when it was on a Tuesday night training or one of your trainings, Carol, and it got recorded. Actually, I think I recorded it and then uploaded it to YouTube, to our HealthPointe channel. And it's just an easy link to grab. And it gives a broad overview. And I tell people, I say, kind of there's 2 steps here. I said, this will give you a broad overview. But, a program like this also has some individualized nuances. And for that, based on your nutritional needs and what your goals are, it's important for us to, have just a one-on-one time, usually via Zoom. And so I said, I can send this to you. And then, if it looks like a good fit, then our next step is to have a Zoom meeting. And so that's kind of my 1-2 punch, I guess, is what I would say.
I love your words. I always love listening to you, Eric, because you've got some very cool words and the individualized nuances. Unfortunately, I'm walking, so I'm going to probably, by the time I get home, forget it. Though that's great because I have a situation where I'm sitting down with somebody Monday, and that's exactly what we need to sit down about, is what her individual nuances are. So I like that terminology, and thank you for that. It's a great verbiage.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the other thing I wanted to, before we get away from Kathy too much, I wanted to really compliment Kathy. I know many times, especially like when you're walking in the hall at work or different places, and people are asking you what you're doing or what have you. When you say you're getting your 10,000 steps in as part of a wellness program that you coach people on, what you're doing then is kind of giving them a 1-2, a little, I call it the Hansel and Gretel dropping the breadcrumb, it gives them something to possibly bite on. They might not, but it's a little something. And I know, Kathy, you do that very often, and I really love that. I think that is very effective for you. So another point that you do really good.
Well, thank you very much. And I just want to say something, Eric, when you're talking about, I love that quote of individualized nuances. And, when you said, that we need to sit down and, discuss your individualized nuances, there, I think, is another nugget in the fact that this is where we can take HealthPointe and put it above all the other programs and say, hey, I'm your coach. I'm going to work with you individually, one-on-one, to work through those individualized nuances. Noom, Weight Watchers, they don't have all that. So
Yeah,
I just thought about that when he said that. I was like, oh yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, it is good. Those are nuggets that you know, that's why these walk and talks in the morning are so powerful, is because those little words like that stick with people, and then you can use those as a quote unquote tool when you're talking to people. And you guys are loaded with them. I learn every time I get on a walk and talk from you guys.
Me too. Me too. Absolutely. Well, great. Speaking of some individualized nuances, as I was thinking of that, Erica, I know you're on here. You may or may not be ready to be on camera or whatnot, but so I'll just kind of tee it up. But sometimes those individualized nuances are like flavor choices. So, you know, the core elements in the HealthPointe program are, of course, the Neutralite line, focus on the micronutrients, the double X, your omegas and stuff. But oftentimes it's going to have the Neutralite Organics protein powder. It's a great choice. And of course, it comes in 2 flavors, chocolate or vanilla. And Erica recently had someone that, aghast, did not like the chocolate.
Yeah, I know, your favorite.
You know, a hand over my heart, did not like the chocolate. I didn't think it was possible. But no, in all seriousness, just a wonderful gal. In fact, she was on our call last week, Pop May, and she was kind of just observing and so forth. And Erica had connected her with the chocolate, and she said, hey, not so much, but the vanilla, apparently she really enjoys. Is that right, Erica? Erica,
I try and do dairy free.
Yeah, we might.
Can you
I
hear
think
me?
we lost. You were right when you started. We were losing your signal. Yeah, you did.
Okay. Am I back?
It sounds like it. Yeah. Go ahead and give it a try.
So yeah, she well, even for myself, I've tried so many different protein powders for years, being, you know,
Hey, Erica, sounds like we're still catching. I know you turned off your video feed. That usually helps, but we're still getting a broken signal from you. Maybe let's press pause until you can get a better signal, and we'll continue around the horn if that sounds good to everybody. Okay. All right. So moving around the horn, Larry, if you're ready. If not, David Dassow, if either of you would like to unmute and come on here and say hello and what you've got going.
All
Go,
right.
Larry.
Okay, David. Thank you, sir. Good to see you, David. Hey, listen, I was listening to one of the HealthPointe coaches from Australia. I think it was Nicole Baines or something. I think that's her name. Anyway, one of the things that she was talking about, and we mention it occasionally, is the materials that we use. You know, not only do we do the HealthPointe program, but a lot of times we have audios, and we also have reading material to go along with it. And a lot of times that helps people to be more knowledgeable about the program that they're learning about. But one of the things that I was impressed about was she did a survey, and she said that the people who were on her program, as they did the survey, they found out that they asked them what was the difference, and that a lot of people said that they felt, about 100% of the people felt like they felt better
Physically. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Beautiful morning.
That they felt better physically, that they felt better mentally, that they felt better emotionally. And when she asked them what was one thing that they did every day, and almost all the people said that now something that they did that they didn't normally do, and now they said they walk every day now. But they said that they listened to health journals, and these, this was and I think that, the clients that we work with, I think that they would say the same thing. I've never done a survey with the clients that I've worked with, but this was some of the things that happened. It said, she also asked them if they liked the people, that they enjoy the people that supported them. And I think, just like we're doing right now, like all the people that support us in this program that we're doing. And so she just felt like HealthPointe was a game changer. But, I was saying that I think that we can say that with the clients that we work with, that many of them fall into that category, that they're pleased with all the things that's happened. They feel better physically, mentally, emotionally. They like the people that they work with, and they develop a routine of walking every day. And so I hope that that's something that's helpful. And I was like, man, I should do a survey with the people that I work with, and maybe some of you would do the same thing too. So I hope that that's helpful. And hey, I'll turn it over to David then.
All right. Thank you so much, Larry. While David's coming online, I just said you're getting two big head nods over here from Emily and I as you're going through that. That's a real, and maybe Graywin, who edits this, will maybe put that into one of our 2-minute clips, just to have those check boxes of the survey of what people are saying are the benefits that they're experiencing. That was really great. Thank you so much, Larry. And if you are available.
Am I up?
Maybe. There you go. There you go. David and Chris, I should say. I see Chris as well. Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning. It is misty where we are. It's morning, so my brain is just starting to come on. And so first, I'll just say a shout out to Kathy Munoz, because one of my goals, I'm not a morning person. I like to spend my mornings to myself. So I get up early, but I like quiet time, read time, that kind of thing. And so I try to schedule my life so that I have like maybe 2 mornings. The world likes to do everything in the morning. So I try to dance with the world. And I try to go like 2 mornings and have a morning off where I can catch up on all my stuff. And I went 7 mornings in a row where I was busy. And a couple of those, I always think of Kathy when I throw my protein pod into my mixer with my excess energy drink and run my butt out the door. And so I am grateful for that little trick that she shared with me a while back. And every time I use it, it definitely helps me to be able to make it through those really early, busy days. So thank you, Kathy, for that. And Eric, I just wanted to let you know, I ordered one of those shirts, but they're not going to be in. I'm not going to get it till like mid-August. So you must have a humongous following and everybody is buying that shirt.
Yeah, I had the same thing happen on one of my orders of that shirt, and I did not realize it. I just, knee-jerk placed the order expecting the same turnaround, and I had the same experience. Like a month later, it finally came in. So yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there.
Me too. Just did it, and then I noticed, oh my goodness. But anyways, not a problem. Time goes by. And then another phrase that I've picked up from these mornings that has been helpful is the word that Eric shared about monetizing your health habits. And so actually I have one man that I met. He's actually from Fort Worth, Texas. and rides his bike. I can't remember, like 15 miles every day, and we were talking, and I just complimented him on his good health habits and how great he looked, and just asked him if he ever thought about monetizing his good health habits. And I've sent him some information. We're kind of dancing. His daughter's having a baby. He's leaving Michigan, going back to Fort Worth. I kind of caught him at a bad time, but he said we'd be in touch. So we've connected 2 or 3 times. We'll see what happens with that one. But so thank you for the monetizing. And then let's see, one more thing would be, okay, my last session with Hank, he laid a dime on me. It was touching my personality. And so one of my nicknames, actually a 3-year-old student gave this to me, and it stuck. And he just called me Teacher David. And so in the work that I did with little kids, my peer group and everybody called me Teacher David, and that's sort of my label. And that's what I do. God created me to teach, and I just see opportunities. No matter if something good happens or bad happens, there's an opportunity to get a lesson out of it. And so one of the things that Hank has really struggled, he's lost a lot of hair working with me, and was to peel the onion, ask more questions when you're talking with other people. And so I don't know if it's my personality or if it's men, but when I finally find what the problem is, I want to jump in with the solution. And so one of the phrase that Hank gave me was that I'm with, my IBOs and my family to be the teacher, but when I'm with the people I don't know, to become the learner.
Wow.
And so just that little twist in my brain has really helped me when I'm meeting new people and talking to people, when that urge comes to solve their problem, to ask another question.
Wow.
Tell me more. And I think of, I can't remember her first name, Brewer, Emerald from Indiana.
Vicky.
And one of the Vicky Brewer, I heard this, 10 years ago from her, and probably the reason it resonated is because I knew it was an issue with me. And one of her phrases was, once you find their pain, let them sit on the nail for a while.
Yeah.
And so I have had a better week at peeling the onion when I have met people and finding out what their needs are, but tell me more. How long has that happened? And just letting them sit on that a little bit longer. And actually, most of these are people that I will see again, and so I can get back to them. I can text them and say, I was thinking about what you said, but I let them sit on that pain for a while. Anyways, thank you for all the great nuances. That's the word of the day that we get from these, and you guys are greatly appreciated. Oh, one more thing, and that is don't be weird. So my wife and I are leaving tomorrow for a compound in Hocking Hills, Ohio, to celebrate our anniversary. And part of that yearly experience is we have probably not a 4-fork dinner. It's probably like a 6-fork dinner. And so we ain't going to be counting anything. We're just going to splurge, enjoy our day, and enjoy our time in Hocking Hills. And then when we come back, we'll probably get our steps in because we'll be hiking. But we're going to go there and not be weird. Just enjoy our anniversary, our time together, getting away. I love my family and I love my business partners, but I'm looking forward to getting away for 4 days. Just Chris and I, to kind of slow the pace down and spend some time together. But we're looking forward to our 6-fork dinner.
Take my favorite carb
Kristen's
blocker.
actually smiling over here this morning.
Don't forget to
can't
pack my
wait
favorite
also.
carb blocker.
Yeah.
That'll help.
Yeah, no, that is such great stuff. And David, you always make me laugh. I don't know if you consider yourself a humorous individual, but I don't know. I think I can speak for all of us. You just kind of make me. You're always cracking me up. I don't know if that's.
Well, I don't know why that is, other than a long time ago, I heard Nancy Dornan talking about, instead of trying to be again, as a man, about how successful I am and how wonderful I am and how I can help you and all these positive things. It was Nancy Dornan that really helped me become more transparent. And so I think maybe it's when I just I share my own, my own faults, that because people know that I've overcome them. I can talk about whatever, and people, at least people around me, kind of know that I'm pretty good shape, so they know I'm doing well health wise, or they know that I'm have a little more residual income than I do bills, and so I'm happy with that. And so I've learned that being transparent can draw people in closer to you than being arrogant and cocky, which is what I was before.
Oh, what a amazing transformation. I've always known you as the transparent and quite hilarious David. But if you change from something different before, what a great change. But boy, sure get a lot of value out of what you offer. And what is it that the third grader called you? Teacher Dave, is that it?
Yeah, and again, I worked with kids who'd had language problems, and this was one of the few kids that didn't have a language problem. And he said that in front of my peers. And again, I worked with babies from birth to 3. And so my whole peer group was ladies. And so, anyways, when the ladies heard that, they kind of put that label on me, and that was my name ever since.
I love it. Well, thanks again. And boy, it sounds like an amazing trip with you and Chris, your Six Fork experience. Can't wait to hear more about that. That will be fun. So going around the horn, Erica, we can try see how your connection is. And by the way, I think I see Amanda came in, and if that's the Amanda that I think it is, Amanda, welcome. You're just so you know, in this group, you can either be on camera, off camera, on mic, off mic, say something, don't say something. It's all your call. So, but if you care to say anything, we'll come around to you. But in the meantime, I will turn it back over to Erica if your cellular or Wi-Fi connection is helping you out this time. Go ahead and give it another try here, Erica, if you want to.
All right. Good morning, guys. Can you hear me?
Yes. All right. Loud and clear.
Awesome. I'm going to be like Kathy this morning and walk around my house. I started walking outside, and then I realized you guys couldn't hear me. So I came back home, and the connection was so much better.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah, thank you, Kathy, for all your inspiration with your steps. I love hearing you tell your stories and how you get your steps in and how you work around it. And I really appreciated your comment about that excess rhodiola, because I got a sample of that when I joined with HealthPointe and a Neutralite, and I haven't tried it yet. So thank you for that reminder. So I'll have to give that a try. Let's see. So, just like everybody's been talking about celebrations, I celebrated my mom's birthday with my son this past Thursday. So I also had a little piece of cake, and I just made sure my portion sizes were less. We had baked beans. I only did a 1/4 cup, and we had some corn on the cob. I only did half of that because I wasn't going to make my mom feel bad that I wasn't eating with them and joining. So that whole "don't be weird" thing, I love it. But I'm really happy to see it. I think Amanda's still on here. Can you say hello, Amanda, or do you not want to turn your screen on?
We'll give Amanda a heartbeat here, a couple heartbeats to see if she chooses to click on or not. And as is often the case with many of us, we're joining in, we're a fly on the wall, we're maybe not keen to being on camera for the moment, so that sounds like it's probably the case. But yeah, maybe you could just speak about Amanda. You guys are friends. Oh, by the way, little segue. Christy's your friend, right? She asked to get into the Facebook group, and I approved her into that. So she's not in the call here, but yeah.
Yeah, she sent me a text message this morning that she is solo parenting. Her husband is on a work trip. And so she's solo parenting and couldn't join. And her daughter woke her up in the middle of the night. And she's like, I just need to sip my coffee and be with the kiddo. So sure. I told her we do this every weekend. So I hope she can join, maybe next Saturday or one of the weekends that we're on here. So, but anyways, yeah, I'm happy to see Amanda was able to join. She's been my BFF since high school. And she's looking at how we can help improve some of the teachers' health out in Anchor Bay. She just got a new position as a safety director out for Anchor Bay School District. And so she wanted to pop in and kind of see a little bit more about the group and what we do. So I'm glad she was able to at least listen in.
Absolutely. Yeah, so welcome, Amanda. And I guess it was last week, Saturday, actually, after our morning Zoom, the three of us, Amanda, Erica, myself, and Amanda, were on a Zoom. And just a quick point that sticks, a number of things about you, Amanda, and you're off camera, so I can, I don't know, not embarrass you, but talk you up here and not have you feel uncomfortable because you're not on camera. But I don't know if you caught this, Erica, but maybe you already know this about Amanda, but she's just talking about, again, initiating a program with Erica to try to help the teachers and students in Anchor Bay. And she's talking about how it takes initiative and, personal drive. And she said, kind of off the cuff, for example, I get up at 3:30 in the morning to do blah, 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 all this stuff regarding her own personal health and wellness and a focus on that. And I'm like, one second, we've got a biker coming through here. Yeah. And I'm like, wait, what? You get up at 3:30 in the morning to do this. So definitely, we'll see what comes of that. But just kudos to Amanda for her own personal initiatives on her own health and wellness. And I can see how you guys are just, like you say, BFFs, because that's how you both are. So turn it back over to you, Erica.
Yeah, awesome explanation for sure. Yeah, Amanda has some great drive and ideas and is really inspired to help impact, the teacher staff there, because we all know how stressful it can be as a teacher now these days, and how important mental health is and community. And so I now being a part of HealthPointe, feel like could be a perfect fit for what they're looking for. So anyways, yeah. And one other thing I mentioned before, that Eric and I had met through brain health coaching through Dr. Amen and Amen Clinics. And today at 10 o'clock, I'm going to try for the first time a hyperbaric oxygen chamber out in Shelby Township. And it's an hour long. And, what's interesting, it helps people, also with diabetes, blood sugar regulation, pain, joint pain. So if they're having issues with walking, and also brain health. And if they have ever had any, mild traumatic brain injuries or fallen off a bike or anything like that. It can really help improve blood flow and mood and cognition. And so I'm really excited to try it. I got a good Groupon deal for 50% off. And when I spoke to the lady, when I was making the appointment, she said they would honor that 50% off for 4 sessions. So I'll see how it goes and, look at my finances and see if it's in the budget or not. But I'm really excited at least to try it one time. So in case, I recommend it to anybody else, I can explain it better.
Oh, that's great. Boy, I tell you, I was just commenting to Emily as you were saying that. So when we were down at the Amen Clinic in Chicago getting our own brain scan, having the SPECT scan, there was a gentleman there that was also a student, a graduate, and he had one of those facilities with the hyperbaric chambers. And so excited to learn more as you experience that, Erica, and I'm sure I speak for the whole group here that, we'll be excited to hear what your experiences are and you can share them because it is, this is HealthPointe. I know it's kind of, we get tripped up and sometimes get so focused on weight loss that we think we got to change the name to Diet Point or Lose Weight Point. This is HealthPointe. So it's not just about losing weight and getting to an optimal health. It's a holistically, the whole health package. And there's many elements to that, including perhaps tools like hyperbaric chambers. So thank you for that. That is great. So going around the horn here, I think Billy is in here, and then I saw Hank come in, and then Emily here walking with me. And so let's see. Let me see if Billy is in here. If Billy, yes, Billy. Billy, how's it going? Any more fires this week or anything going on in Texas?
No fires, everything going great. Glad to be on the call this morning. I'm glad that I can find myself here. But anyway, it's that I was looking at my camera and I'm looking at Eric and his background. I see all those green trees, green grass. Not only Eric, when I saw David, seemed like everything, the grass and everything was green. Then Carol, she out there walking. Carol is walking, and I see everything in green. Although I think you all up there in Michigan, and I've got the weather real nice or wherever you're located. But this is Texas, and here in Texas, for the last over 2 months, we've been having temperature over 100 degrees average, and
Wow.
what I like about it is that by me using this Apple 80 NutriPlant AG, my ranch is looking green and the grass is green, and it seems like right now the hay is running up my pants leg. In fact, I think I got to go over there and cut some hay today, but I think I'm gonna take some pictures of it before I cut it, because it's almost waist high. And although I do some irrigating, but most people tell me that they wish they had something that I got, and I asked them what it was. I thought it was something else, but they were saying that it was the irrigation. But it's not the irrigation. The irrigation do a great job, but it's the Apple 80 and the NutriPlant AG. But anyway, I was thinking about that, although it's not health, but it's something that is working a miracle right here on my ranch. I appreciate that.
Oh, that's great. That is great. And, that is relevant. There's an audio, gosh, Carol, you might recall the guy's name off the top of my head. I always forget it, but it's, I think it's, in the HealthPointe category in our app. Yes, Wayne Tennant. It's called like It Starts with the Soil. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wonderful commentary on the health of the soil, dictates the health of the plant.
Yeah.
And that, of course, includes the ability to get the hydration, which our modern farming practices that almost calcify the surface of the farm field can benefit from things like the APSA 80. So great stuff there. Hank, if you are on, and I think you are, let me see here.
I just
Yes.
came on, Eric.
All right, Hank, good morning, and love to hear any thoughts. I was scrounging around, by the way, for blueberries for breakfast this morning. I couldn't find any, and but we've got some raspberries. So Hank is the blueberry fan. Lots of benefits of blueberries, and so that's why I comment. Why I'm making that comment for anybody that's wondering. But welcome, Hank, and love to hear from you.
Well, great to listen to all of you. First of all, David, make sure one of those 6-4s you have one for me, all right? Enjoy. It's great. And Erica, the hyperbaric chamber, that's a great way to go. Because as you know, our brain, and I think I've said this before, I'll repeat it, is about 2% of our body mass. But just to be conscious, mentally conscious, requires 20% of the oxygen in our system. Just to be conscious, okay? So, and that's why we have perfect water. And I know Eric's asked me to do some things on that. And I will, Eric. I have to remember to do that. But our perfect water is the only one that NSF from Michigan has actually approved to have what it says it has in it, oxygenated water, because that company has found a way to bond more oxygen molecules to the oxygen that's already in the water. Whereas some of the other oxygenated waters on the marketplace, they don't know how to bond it. You take the cap off and there goes the oxygen. So, just some thoughts on that. So, and also I read some articles by so many diseases initially start out with lack of oxygen in our system. And, we're losing oxygen in our environment. And the need to, I just finished my muscle multiplier drink with perfect water. And, it really makes you feel so good. Of course, after I had my energy and focus tablet, which is rhodiola, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, getting the day started here, guys. But I just want to share a few other things with you because talk about nutrition again. And, people ask, well, don't I get enough vitamins from my food? The answer is no. And here I read you a quick article here. Not since the 50s, vitamins and minerals in our food have plunged as much as 69%, according to University of Texas report in the Journal of American College of Nutrition. Because agricultural methods that produce more food faster, foods that are bigger, shinier, more colorful, etc., foods that are picked too early and shipped too far away do not have the nutritional value they once had. It's very interesting, isn't it? So, and then we go on and talk about the importance of having the kind of supplements we have to Nutrilite. And of course, the key thing is that we have what's called phytonutrients in our product, which the things you buy in the store, for example, here, many of the supplements you find at your pharmacy, supermarkets, and on the internet use the same man-made chemical mixes Big Pharma uses. In fact, they are made, most of them are made by the same pharmaceutical companies. And so the food source for the nutrients and good supplements must be naturally grown, properly harvested, and never heat processed, which kills the potency of these nutrients. That's why Nutrilite is so phenomenal, okay? And the phytonutrients, again, one last short article. Phytonutrients are among the most powerful natural healing substances on the planet. They are completely safe, non-toxic, and non-addictive with no side effects. Phytonutrients, this is the key statement here. Phytonutrients, which is our products, of course, you don't find another stuff on the marketplace. Phytonutrients attack the cause of disease, not just the symptoms. They give your body the opportunity to heal itself naturally and treat the real cause of your disease, not just the symptoms. And those are some very powerful statements when you think about it, okay? And the last thing I want to share here is from a little article called From Superhuman to 70. Well, I need to be there, right?
You're there. You're superhuman, Hank.
Because it's got to be the big month coming up in August,
Yeah.
But it talks here about vitamin B12. Many people don't get enough B12 or they have trouble absorbing it. B12 is important because it protects the nerve endings in your brain. People who don't get enough of it often notice they have problems with their memory. So what's a great product in our line? Excess energy drinks. Over 6,000% of vitamin B12 that we need. So, yeah, you got to at least drink one of those a day. Not only that, low B12 is shown to lower your nitric oxide levels. This helps your body to make nitric oxide while also giving your memory a boost. That's B12. And the last one is vitamin C, which is one of my favorite vitamins, okay? You already know that vitamin C is great for supporting your immune system. We are one of the only creatures that don't generate our own vitamin C. We have to ingest it, but it's got to be the proper vitamin C, that not the junk you buy in the stores. Studies show it also helps your body make nitric oxide, especially when you're 60 and over. Okay, right around the age of 60, people's bodies start having a hard time clearing out the toxins, and toxic buildup is one of the things that wears on your body. Vitamin C is shown to seek out and remove those toxins that weakens your body. So I hope those were informative to you. And, just keep feeding yourself the good, proper nutrition as you go in life, especially because you need more of it as you become more mature. And that's my bit for today, Eric. I hope that helps.
That is amazing. Boy, again, I know I speak for everybody how much we appreciate both you and Carol. You come in, whether it's here or in your TNT, the Tuesday night training, with specific articles and nuggets like that are real great takeaways. And by the way, Carol, thanks for sending out some of those, as you call them, laminates, but they were, and that you sent them over in the PDF. So thank you for that. But no, thank you so much, Hank. The science behind our products, the Nutrilite brand is, we stand out in the marketplace to a point where I almost think it should be an entirely different category. The stores are now full of quote unquote supplements, and Nutrilite's been there since the beginning. They were the beginning over 80 years ago. And who else has 6,000 acres of certified organic farms, reams of PhDs, entire optimal health centers, collaboration with Stanford research, and we could go on. And it's always valuable to get these pieces of, evidence-based information that shows how important, the micronutrients are, and specifically within the Nutrilite line. So very, very valuable. Thank you so much for that, Hank. And Emily is, we're walking together. I'm going to mute myself.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Morning, Emily.
Morning, Emily.
Every time I'm looking into this forum, I learn so much from every single one of you. I'm very grateful. So today I learned of depth. I listen to other people's needs and challenge and learn from them. So that's something that I should do more. I learned from Larry about the survey. Eric and I definitely going to try to do that. Thanks so much, Larry, for the great information.
Sure.
And Kathy, you are so persistent with your staff. It's just so inspirational. And that's what I try to do too every day. And Billy, I'll get you information about the importance of oxygen. So definitely we have to take more smart water in our system. Who else? Hang and Carol, oh my gosh, we're so grateful for your coaching and just share with us your life experience. We want to be healthy as you guys are. When we, reach your age, you guys are so vibrant, just amazing. And Erica, thanks so much for your passion. It's so contagious. I think with that passion, you attract a lot of people. And thanks so much for talking about the brand health. And I cannot wait to hear more about that. And finally, my hubby, I agree with Carol. He just has the way to use words to send a message, to convey his ideas. So I love one of the posts that he posts on Facebook, probably a couple of weeks ago, about talking about individualization, right? He talked about it's not selfish to pursue your own interests, but at the meantime, support others. And it just hit me, we need to take care of our health. So I decided to do a marathon next year. It will take a lot of time away from spending time with Eric. It's very selfish, but that is my own personal interest. But I'll be there and continue to support Eric on whatever he's doing. So that's what I am.
Oh my gosh. Guys, are you as blown away as I am? Holy cow. That was amazing, Emily. Hey guys, we don't need to do an hour. I'm telling you, we just hop on here, we just toss a mic to Emily for 5 minutes and we all get inspired and go on with our day charge. Thank you, Emily. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. Yes.
It wasn't like she had time to prepare that. She's just, but I tell you, and I know I've mentioned this to Carol and to Marnie and many, of our friends. What Emily just did is just one of the many characteristics of Emily that I just love. She listens. So when she just kind of just rattled off what everybody covered, are you kidding me? And to everyone on here that's never experienced that with Emily before, I can tell you that is a regular occurrence with me where I'm like, wow, you heard that? I missed that. That person said that. I forgot that. Not Emily. She listens and it registers with her and she remembers and she values it and tries to add value. Thank you so much, Emily. That was beautiful. Wow. Well, gosh, anybody else around the horn here? I think I've pretty much given everybody an opportunity to, but I know, Carol, we often kind of wrap with you as you're wrapping your power walk there in sunny Sarasota. Anything else that you want to comment on before we wrap it up here for Saturday?
Well, I just like to say congratulations to everybody. I mean, I was listening to just a short little message, and I don't even remember where, but one of the things that it said was the power of staying in learning mode. And the secret to, anti-aging is to always be learning. And I thought, wow, how true that is. that books and audios and meetings like we do on Saturday morning, Tuesday night, functions on Network 21 puts on, whatever, we're learning, and that's what's going to keep us young. And we just have a thirst for learning from each other. And boy, this morning and every Saturday morning and every Tuesday that people present, different people present, it's just really, really powerful. And excuse me, good morning. Good morning. Hitting up some neighbors here. Anyway, so just kudos to all of you for your little one-liners, your messages, and Hank for that beautiful seminar on health. He's a researcher. He always comes up with those great articles. I can send them out, but he usually comes up with them. And by the way, I'm trying to get as many of them out as possible. If you are not being able to open them, please let me know. Because when I send them out, I assume people can open them, print them, laminate them, use them, share them digitally. And if that's not the case, then I need to know that. So anyway, I think the last thing I just want to say is don't give up on people. And I don't know if you guys remember the story of a gal I met in line. This has got to be 2.5 months ago in the store, and she was complaining about being overweight and she was going to Italy and blah, blah, blah. Well, anyway, we sat down. It was kind of like she was looking at her watch. And so I knew that that wasn't going to go anywhere because she was going to Italy. So the bottom line was she went to Italy. She spent a couple months with her kids up in the Northeast, and now she's back home. So I said, well, I'm just going to reach out to her. So I sent her a text and I said, you know, I'm not sure if you're interested in picking up on a conversation about your health. If you are, great, we can meet for a cup of coffee. If you're not, that's fine too. You know, I'll just file your information. That's code for throwing it out. So anyway, she answered right back. And she said, no, I'm interested. And we've got a coffee for Monday. Now, we don't know where it'll go. But the point is, it could go towards a big change in her health, or it could go down into the trash can. We don't know what her willingness will be. But reach out to those people that perhaps are in the rafters or, you know, back in the closet, filed somewhere. Reach back out to them because you just never know. It might be better timing for them. So we'll see what happens here. And I think by next week, Hank might have another really good story to tell about his endeavors and where it's going to reach out to. One last thing, I do want to really compliment all of you. The one that's, well, no, I'm not going to mention any names. All of you, I really want to compliment you on reaching out to unusual circumstances and see where it leads. Because you just never know when you're talking to somebody, whether it's going to lead to something for them or somebody they know or something they're involved with, that you could be a great help. And so keep doing that, guys. Let's be really, really creative because this is not a diet. This is a life-changing, healthy lifestyle program. So with that, I'm going to turn you back over to Eric.
All right. Well, always so great to kind of get a final wrap on things and some final thoughts from you, Carol. That's phenomenal. We'll stay tuned, but we've already got the message, regardless of how it turns out. You know, here was somebody that, you know, you reached out to and the timing was such, they're traveling, they're doing this or that. It wasn't good timing, but now they're very open to sitting down. And that is such a great lesson for all of us as we, you know, we improve our own health. People ask, what are you doing? How did you do it? It's our opportunity to PIF, pay it forward. And that doesn't mean that just because they ask that their timing is right. A lot of times it is, but sometimes it's not. And so to hear from you, Carol, a lesson on reaching back out and giving that person another chance at, you know, turning their health around. What a great
Eric?
message to end on. Yes, Hank?
Just one last thought. This coming Tuesday, we'll be doing our HealthPointe program, okay, on the webcast. So just to let everybody know that.
Good point. Everyone, well, the link will come out. I'll be sure to forward it on as well to everyone. And that is basically a overview, kind of, maybe what that YouTube recording is. It's a broad overview of the HealthPointe program. And so it's really phenomenal. And that is this Tuesday, Eastern Standard Time. The time again, Hank?
8:30.
8:30. So,
Yeah, that link will go out to everybody, Eric. And I encourage all of you to send that link out to your customers, people you've talked to, because our program doesn't need validating, but what it does is it does validate in some respects. We either have Hank or Dr. Vicky, depending on her availability and Hank's availability. We have them talk about the Nutrilite and the omegas and the phytonutrients and everything. And then we have Dr. Connie Zielinski talking about pure air and pure water. So these are things that we can get out to people to at least let them know what we have, because you never know when their timing is going to be right. So it's a full program, more than the 20-minute presentation that I do. We start out with that, but then we have two other speakers.
yeah, great stuff. Yep, very, very valuable. And thank you so much for hosting that and putting that on and making it available for the rest of us to be able to tie into that asset. That's really, really great. So
in Michigan, people might be interested in our Sky air treatment system. I have one. I have lung problems. I have one in my bedroom. I believe if I get good air as I sleep through the night, it has helped me to be able to take on the environment during the day.
Yep.
But people who are close to those Canadian fires may be interested. Just a thought.
Good point. Very, very good point. So, all right. So much value here today. Once again, guys, from the two of us walking the Rails to Trails trail here up in Montague, Michigan, along the shores of Lake Michigan. We'll say, see you later. We're off for some fishing later on with some friends and maybe a little kiteboarding. So we'll see. But again, guys, thank you so much for our roughly an hour, a little bit longer than that together. Everybody have a great day. Thank you so much for being here and everybody's sharing. Really, really appreciate all of you.
All right. Thank you, Eric.
Bye-bye. Love you
Bye-bye.
guys. Keep up the good work.
Bye-bye.